Okay, so first of all then, good afternoon, and I'm going to check the chat for this question. How is everybody? Is everybody fine? Are you relaxing? Let me see in the chat what you're going to say to me. How's it going? Stefania, hello. Yes, I can hear you. That's good. Good to hear from you, Stefania. I'm okay, thanks. Rosie, fine. Simona, fine. No relaxed, but fine. Fairly well, fine, thanks. Okay, so far so good. We've got lots of answers. Brilliant. Fine, thanks, and you. Nice of you to ask, Elder. I'm good. Yep. Okay, so we're all good, and we're all ready to go. Stressed to be always at home. Yeah, I know what you mean. I know what you mean. Vera, no audio. You mean you can't hear me?
Yes.
Vera, you can hear me or not? I need Vera just to write on that. I'm not really good at doing this. Should everybody else can hear me? So it must be something, I think, with the local computer. I guess your one. We are recording this meeting, okay? So if anyone needs to see a recording of it, they can request it. We're not going to publish it, don't worry. So you're not going to go onto YouTube or anything like that. This is just for internal purposes. That's the overview. So the meeting today then is about Didattica distanza, which of course you are already immediately experts in because you've been doing it now for a few weeks, I can imagine, with all of the difficulties that creates. So I want to give just an overview of what I'm going to be looking at today. You can see I'm going to be looking at some tips for teaching online. Different tips, some video conferencing tools, and maybe we can exchange some ideas and opinions about different things that we've been using. We're going to look at how you teach from the book using online video, and then some various aspects, as you can see from my list here, of Didastore, My English Lab, a digital library which is available now for all of your students. I can give you the detail on that. And Libro Liquido on my app, and then some other resources. Okay, just a quick reminder, I keep hearing some background noise, so if you can please, microphones off if you're not wanting to say something. Happy to have interruptions if you do, but there are a lot of us, so we need to try and keep things as neat as possible. Okay, so I have a question here for you now. So how's it going so far with this experience of online teaching? I want to put my glasses on so I can read here. How's it going so far with your online teaching from home? Chiara, thank you. You're the first to answer. Not bad. Anybody else have any? Elder, surviving. Not bad. Demanding. Yes, that's a good word as well. Not too bad. It's okay. Exciting, but not easy. Okay, interesting. Tiring, getting used to do always more, quite well, but it's demanding. Trying Meet, but it's completely different. Oh, so looking at different platforms. There's some challenging. Not too bad, some days better than others. Difficult because students know more than me, better than what I thought it would be. I'm learning a lot, but it's loads of work. Wow, there's some really good experiences. Lots of varied skills in the students. Nice. Okay. Well, I think this is the interesting point here, that we do find that it's quite a tricky situation working from home as a parent. So I thought I'd share this. This is an example of what many of you would possibly feel like doing, even though you haven't actually done it yet. But the difficulties, of course, are managing the space. So for example, I have my wife behind me in the room behind me on a conference. My son is in the room there, he's doing university study, and my daughter is doing liceo work there. So we're trying to managing the Wi-Fi. I don't use any of these sellotape sticking kids to the floor because they're too big and they wouldn't accept it from me, apart from it being not very educational. But anyway, I thought that was an amusing thing to share with you. That kind of makes a jokey point about the challenges. But if we look at the challenges that we may have in terms of doing video lessons, then you could say that there are technological issues. So as some of you mentioned in the chat, they're learning about new platforms. how to work with it, how strong the signal is, where do you go within the space. So in my list I also have space management, you see, so how to actually find a space even within the house, a quiet area. I'm sure you've seen funny videos of people doing smart working with the kids climbing over and the cat arriving. Federica c'è anche il gatto, mi sembra, che ogni tanto cammina sopra la tastiera, for example. So it's a different dynamic. It's a dynamic that we don't have the visual contact with our students, which is the thing that most teachers miss from talking to them. It's actually missing seeing the kids, having them, all of the noise in the classroom, the dynamic, the buzz, that's gone online, that's out there, and we have to kind of rely a lot on the trust and the lack of visibility. So is there someone want to say something there? No. Okay, let me just check the chat. We got anything in the chat here for you? I can hear some microphones on. I'm learning to use Google Suite very well, says Monica. Okay, good. Improving technological competencies. Yep, great. It's a different dynamic, as I said. It's this virtual classroom management. So it's wanting to see the students when they say something, or even how do you see all of them so you don't imagine that they're just at home playing with their phone, or watching the TV over there, or doing whatever they want to do. There's also the serious point on my list here of the digital divide. So you will have students who how many devices do you have in a typical house? Maybe there's one computer, possibly a tablet. You may have some families where it's just one kid. You may have a family where there are 3 or 4 kids, and how are they possibly going to each find a device in which to follow their online lessons? So that's another big problem. And it's also finding the types of activities, the appropriacy of what we're doing. Okay, so those are just a few considerations to get us started. Let's have a look at the objectives for today. I wanted to look at some tips for teaching online. Some information about video conferencing tools, a tutorial on how to use different Pearson digital tools, and other resources. For those of you worried about how long this is going to last, of course I can't stop you just leaving whenever you want, but I would be aiming to get this all done within about an hour, okay, just over an hour hopefully. Okay, so let's go to some tips for teaching online and look at some considerations here. First of all, this is the sort of an overview. Find the right technology and take time to learn how to use it. So technology is the first thing. I'm now into week 3 of using Zoom. I've used also Google Meet. I used Skype a long time ago. Other people are using other platforms, but if you find the right technology that works for you, then there are different things that you can get to learn how to use it. How many of you are using Zoom, for example? Can you just write Zoom in the chat box if that's what you're using? I just want to get a feel for this. Ilaria, you're using Zoom, okay. Anybody else? Or just type the platform that you're using then, if you're using something different, to help me get a feel for what you're using. Meet, okay, Google Meet, G Suite, Classroom and Meet. Oh, so Meet is the popular one. Wow, yep, okay.
Cisco.
That's okay, that's good to see. So I'm using a platform that is relatively new then to most of you. That's Meet because we have the authorizations. Yeah, there's a kind of an agreement, isn't there, with schools on it's the Google Education. Okay, so finding the right technology and taking time to learn how to use it is important. One thing which is I can teach you if you want to know with if you're new on Zoom, there's a thing which is called annotate. Qui si scatena l'inferno. Se aprite sopra, non mi ricordo come c'è scritto, e poi c'è una cosa annotate. Lo vedete? Annotate. Cliccate. If you click on annotate, io ti vedo Federica, quindi dimmi se lo trovi tu. Fai un nod con... Si trova?
Sì, view option.
In alto a destra.
Grazie, view options, poi annotate, poi potete, scatenatevi, potete mouse, text, draw. Oh, grazie, qualcuno sta rovinando tutto, perfetto, vedi? Quindi questo, this is a functionality where you could, on Zoom, you could ask students to, not necessarily to ruin this like you're doing now, but for example, on a page of the book, you could ask them to put in an arrow. Elda, vedo che tu hai messo una freccia bellissima in mezzo, per esempio, per indicare la risposta giusta. So you imagine in a certain situation, or you could get them to circle.
Allora, questo è a posto.
Anche Giusy.
Perché
Vedo.
così quel filo? Perché quello lì è per la LAN, noi non ce l'abbiamo effettivamente sulla LAN.
Ecco qua, io vi sento. A posto? I can hear people speaking? No, ok. Ok. Allora, proviamo una cosa di classroom management. Adesso basta però, ragazzi. Fermatevi. Grazie. Faccio clear all drawings. Okay, and I've cleared all the drawings, you see? So here you can see immediately one way of finding out about how to use the technology and then making it interactive in some way. Another tip would be to set expectations for learners and behaviors and for how to behave. So the idea of microphones, the idea of cameras, the idea of participation, how to ask a question. So how to be involved in the same way that we would try to manage in a face-to-face situation. Then the third one here is build a sense of community online. So this idea of it's still a class, we still work together, we will still be doing things together, but how do we keep this sense of community going? Okay. Then the fourth word in my list is time. So managing your time carefully. So online smart working can be very tricky in terms of the amount of time it ends up taking up and eating into your personal time, your family time, everything else, okay? So it's important that you manage that aspect. It's a very good idea with teaching online also to collaborate with other teachers, so to share experiences, such as maybe we would be finding out in this situation. And then making the most of online resources. So Pearson as one publisher, but also lots of other publishers have lots of resources that you could refer to, and I'm going to show you some of them later on. Okay, so far so good? Tutto bene? C'è qualcosa di chat che interviene, ha bisogno di intervento da parte mia? Angelica, ti vedo. C'è qualcosa lì o no? Vado avanti.
Sto guardando.
Ok.
No, tutto
No,
ok.
niente.
Okay, grazie. Okay, so here, finding the right technology to take time to learn how to use it. So Zoom, Microsoft Teams, Google Meet, Hangout, Skype, all different options. As I said, publishers offer platforms with activities for you to follow your students' work. And then other platforms like Moodle allow you to build your own courses. I have this thing here, there's a nice heart in the middle. Questo cuoricino non so chi l'ha messo, ma è stata veramente brava perché io non riesco a togliere, quindi vediamo un po' se qua clear all draw. Ecco qua, fatto. Era anche carino il cuoricino, vabbè. Set expectations for learners and behaviors. So make sure your learners know they will be evaluated and they know what's expected in terms of homework. Can I see in the chat, please, what's your experience for, do you have any rules? Quali sono le regole che fissate per online teaching? Do you want to just share with me anything in the chat? I'm going to have a look. Vediamo un po' cosa c'è. Juicy did the heart. Thank you, Juicy. Okay, Laudia, mute the microphones. Somebody called 1479, no rules yet. Okay, va benissimo. For now, only valutazione formativa. Okay. Any other things? It's more than rules, I guess. It's kind of like housekeeping. So, you know, what are the things that we ask them to do? No microphones. There's lots of students taking too much time to connect. Yes. Okay. I wonder if that's a sort of a digital excuse. Homework once a week. Okay. Okay. Some interesting things here. Thank you. Okay. show them how things work at least a little and explain where they can get technical support. Now, this is an interesting moment for publishers because we have always spoken to you about the digital resources that books have. So Pearson has, some of you will know Pearson has the libro liquido, e uno dice sì, c'è il libro liquido, ma non l'abbiamo mai usato molto. I ragazzi non sanno veramente cos'è. This is the moment. This is the moment for them to actually go and see this kind of thing. So show them how things work and where they can get technical support. And then a serious point at the bottom there, consider the possibility of bullying online. So even the dynamic in a classroom can change, the cyberbullism, bullismo, and how to deal with it. So your guidelines for behavior are kind of important as well, okay? This is an example from a Facebook page of a primary school teacher in Milan, and I just wanted to share it with you because I thought it was a nice example. You can see here it's all written in Italian, so netiquette, so this idea of etiquette but for the net. Netiquette for students. So this idea of puntualità, that was what somebody just wrote in the chat about I ragazzi ci mettono sempre, they take time connecting. So this idea of, you know, ragazzi dovete lo stesso presentarvi in classe, non dovete più prendere il 19 per arrivare in centro, no? Or whatever, you're getting the train or the bus or the traffic. There are no excuses, so we ought to really be in it. Cibo. Durante la lezione non puoi mangiare. You can have a drink, okay? But you can't eat. You can't play, eat your sweets, do whatever. It's the same kind of rules as it is before. Photos and videos. Oh, microphone, please. Microphone, are we good? So here, let's have a look. I'm going to catch up with the chat. Federica, come va con l'inglese con questo chat? Non benissimo, secondo me. Difficult part is making them understand these tools and devices. They only relate to us for entertainment, can be serious work tools. Lorenzo, that's a good point. Esatto, il fatto che it can help them. It's not just about playing. Roberto, we decided to ask the students turning on the video when we talk to them and to turn off the microphones when, yeah, exactly. So that's the idea of how you manage it. I had a quarrel with a mum because she said son can wear his pajamas all day long. Okay, Rosie, so you arguing with parents. Parents are probably more difficult than students, aren't they, in this, not just in this situation, but in lots of situations. So, okay, it's interesting. But yeah, abbigliamento, there you go, presentati nell'aula virtuale con abbigliamento consono, sei in classe. Okay, so anyway, I thought that was worth sharing that particular example for you. Sense of community, so use tools to interact with your students, video conferencing being the best one. Find out how you can share presentations. These slides that I'm showing you now, we will send to you afterwards. So if you want to, you don't need to take photos and write everything, we can just share them with you, okay? And you can consider maybe having a group on Facebook or a WhatsApp group to share the what's acceptable with parents and the school, okay?
Ciao.
Ciao. I don't know if that was for me, but anyway, I'll just say ciao anyway. Sto bene. You're not talking to me? Okay. This is an example of having the microphone on when that, okay. Managing your time carefully. Be conscious of your own time and energy limits. We all have other responsibilities and should set boundaries for work. Okay, so when does it stop? At what point? It's very easy to fall into the trap when you're at home all the time of not setting boundaries for when you stop work. Okay, it's a good idea to turn off notifications on devices and find a time to speak to students and stick to that. So make an actual appointment and leave time for your personal business, of course. Okay, then collaborating with other teachers. Want to be careful about feeling isolated, so share ideas with colleagues in a group. Here, this is where we can learn just as much and just as easily from colleagues of other subjects because we are all in the same situation. So we probably spend most of our time talking to our fellow English teachers, but actually we can open this out and we can be talking to the teachers from the rest of the school or from other schools, and the subject doesn't matter because it's about how you manage the situation. There can be nice online groups of teachers outside your normal circles, and maybe consider sharing resources, okay, like the PowerPoint lessons or something like that. And then make the most of online resources. So find out what's out there and what's available to you. You could talk to your agent or look at the publisher's website to find out. Pearson has a whole area on the website called Kilometro Zero, which you may have seen, which kind of highlights various aspects. And I'm going to go through some of these now. So within My Pearson Place, which is an account you can have as a teacher, you will access Dida Store, My English Lab. There is a digital library now for all students. It doesn't matter if you have a Pearson book or not. We have digital libraries for all students, which I will show you in a minute. Libro Liquido, My App, and then other resources there. Okay? Qualcosa nel chat, Federica, o vado avanti?
Puoi andare avanti.
Okay, I'm going to suggest everybody stand up. Everybody stand up. Federica, stand up.
In piedi?
In piedi vuol dire stand up, vuol dire in piedi, sì. Okay? And just go like that.
Ginnastica.
And then sit down again. Okay, tutti seduti. Okay? Io,
Okay.
avendo superato il mezzo secolo, io adesso c'è tutto il giorno qua, si fa sentire, ok? Let's just have a check on the chat here. I'm stretching. Well done, Lorenzo. I'd like to thank you for the readers. You will thank you. CDC every week. Yep. Okay. Consigli di classe every week. Yep. Very good. Okay. Vado avanti. So, making the most of online resources, the examples I said was Kilometro Zero and My English Lab, and I'm going to look at some of these now. So let's go first to video conferencing tools. Now, from what you were saying in the chat, it's clear to me that most of you are using Google Meet, the Google Suite. So here, you're in a Zoom meeting at the moment. You're familiar with Google Meet. There's also Microsoft Teams. There could also be Skype, and there are others as well. Okay. I guess these are the key things to remember in terms of video conferencing. Present course materials with audio and video. So you need to be able to make sure that when you're wanting to carry on with the book, that you are able to present the course materials with the audio and the video. Now, I imagine most of you have the interactive whiteboard in school. Avete tutti la LIM più o meno, no? In classe. So here we are just doing a LIM by sharing the screen. How do we do that, and how do we make sure particularly the audio is working? How do we give instructions for platform activity? How can we do small group work and plenary? How do we speak to learners? How do we share files? How do we chat? Okay, these are all things that we need to look at. If we look at video lessons from the book, so whatever book you're using, you need to be able to present the book. So here, can you see there are two screenshots? I'm going to go forwards and backwards. So this is what happens on Zoom. When you want to share your screen, the first thing you see, when it gives you like an anteprima here of sharing the screen, and you need to flag this bit here. I hope you can read this. This says share computer sound. Okay, so share computer sound, because it's like this, and you need to click it so that when you use your book, the audio of the book is going through the system. You don't have to hold like a phone to the microphone. Okay, it just shares the audio. It's a much better way of doing something. Okay, so I'm going to give you an example now using a book. This is a book which is a new book. It's very, very new, and none of you have seen it because it was printed 3 weeks ago. E le scuole erano già chiuse. Abbiamo stampate, le scuole erano già chiuse. So, however, the good news is you can see it digitally in this situation. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how this works by sharing my screen. So if I go here, first of all, I'm going to show you some screenshots, and then I'm going to go live. Okay, so here, can you see this is like a screenshot of the book. The book is called Kids for Future. It's like extra cittadinanza material for primo grado. And inside you will see lots of different activities. This is an example whereby you can see exercises and you can see icons. So this icon here is the icon of the lock. You need the key. This is to show the answers. So if I go here, can you see a difference here with this exercise compared to before? By clicking here, the answers come up on the screen. And also down here, can you notice here, I have the audio. So where you have the headphone symbol, the audio is then playing on the screen. Okay? I'm just going to check the chat. Vediamo un po'.
Can you
Yeah.
repeat?
Can you repeat, please? Can I repeat what? 147. There's somebody 147. Posso ripetere? I don't know. Do I need to repeat? Or you can put your microphone on, 147, if you want to say it.
3.
Yeah, hello.
The icon. Hello.
Hi.
Please, the third icons.
The icons
What?
here.
Yeah.
This is the key icon to show the answers in here.
Right.
And this is the audio. This is just a fixed shot. I'm going to show you live now. Ok, adesso vado direttamente. Spero. Aiuto se trovo quello giusto. No, non è questo qua. Hang on a second. Too many things open. I'm going to stop sharing a second. Just a second. And I'm going to find the right part here. Okay. Are you still with me? So share screen. Here we go. Share. Okay. So hopefully now this is me live on. This is My Pearson Place. Okay. So I'm in My Pearson Place, I tuoi prodotti digitali, and here is the book Kids for Future. Okay. So if I go Esplora, apro qua. And here I have my my Lim book. Okay, so the one that I could use on lavagna interattiva on the whiteboard, or I could use it to share the screen. So it's going to open up the book for me now. Can you see the cover here, Kids for Future? Federica, lo vediamo? Questo ve lo vedete?
Sì, si vede.
Okay,
Si vede.
Okay, so here I can go through the pages. Okay, in this way. This is the index. You see, this is a book for prima, seconda, terza media. So you have material for cittadinanza linked to different activities. If I go to an example page, so let's go here. Okay, so how healthy is your lifestyle? Adesso vado qua. I'm going to go single page and wait for it hopefully to load. Okay, and I can make it bigger. So I can scroll down here. You can see the activities. If I go to this page here, ecco qua. So this is me live now. Before I was showing you just a screenshot. If I click here, can you see? This is showing me the answers. Or I could click one at a time. So in a classroom situation, it's like using the whiteboard, but I'm just sharing the screen. Similarly, if I want to show with this activity, I can just do it here, or I can do all at once in this way, okay? The other thing is audio. So if I click here, now I can't remember if I click share screen. So tell me, Federica, dimmi se senti la registrazione adesso.
No.
Okay, because I forgot to do what I'd said before. So I'm going to stop sharing, and I'm now going to share screen, and now I click on share computer sound. Share. Adesso ditemi.
Good food choices.
Sì.
Eat fresh fruit and vegetables. Avoid
So you can see at the bottom, I have the
unhealthy
play
snacks.
and the pause. So the important thing is when you share a screen, you have the option to share the audio. I think there are some, c'è qualche messaggio nel chat adesso, vedo qua.
Loud and clear.
Loud and clear. Oh, okay. Very good. Okay. So here, this is an example then of material that I could present as a video lesson, even if the kids don't have the book. So you imagine if you wanted something about healthy eating, you see here there is also a video. Guarda il video per saperne di più called Sustainable Goals. So if I click here, this is a link for a video. I'm going to click now. Vediamo se apre. This is one from before, I had open from before. Here is the goal. So 0 hunger. I click.
The Sustainable Development Goals of the UN Agenda 2030. 2. 0 hunger.
So when you're sharing a video in this way, you actually here, I can, down the bottom here, can you see bottom right? I can click and I can go full screen, which is much better. And then I can also decide that I want to include here the subtitles. Okay, so down the bottom, captions off or English subtitles.
Important goal of the United Nations is to eliminate hunger and malnutrition in the world.
So this is a simple video taken directly from the link in the book. I'm going to try and do something clever now, I think, which is if I... Qui rischio di perdervi tutti, But I'm going to go chat. Infatti vedo dove è il mio chat che non trovo più. Why doesn't it open up the chat for me? I think I need to go. I'm going to go stop sharing. Ok, in the chat è lunghissimo. Ho messo un link lunghissimo nel chat. Can somebody just try clicking and see if it opens up the video for you?
Sì, si apre.
Basta. Non si guarda più però.
Ok.
Okay, so you can see, thank you. So you can see here, how would you want to stop to share a video when it opens here? I just copy the link, the URL. It's very long. I can just select it, and then I could send it on the register or on a WhatsApp chat or in whatever situation, and share it with my students. Okay. Adesso torniamo indietro. Esco di qua. I have too many things open. So here, I'm back to my presentation now. This is what I was showing you before. So here you have the arrow here, which is indicating the audio, and when the audio starts here, and then in yellow, can you see, this is me wanting to show the answers of the exercise in this way. Okay, the same thing we have with the course book. So for example, this is the course book Right on Target. So it's the most recent Pearson Primo Grado publication, and you can see, for example, here I have clicked to show the answers to the exercises, with the exception of I'm waiting for the students to give me the answer to number 3 and number 5. So if I was using the book, I could just click and show the answers, and I could do the same also with the workbook. So can you see which answer is missing? Che risposta manca, Federica?
Esercizio 9, la terza.
La terza. Very good. Okay, so you have number 3. If I was to go to, let's come out of this, go here. I can show you how you would do this live. So I could go to my, here, Right on Target. I can go to the book, which I could then be presenting to in a lesson to the kids. It's just going to open up. I have too many things probably open at the moment, so I close these. And here you see, for example, I could go to Unit 5. And if you have a particular exercise that you want to show, you can just then zoom in and show the answers here. Okay. So here I could just click one at a time. I could go to this one. I could show all of them together. Here, the answer to this one, or all of them. Okay. And the same thing with the workbook. Yeah. So in terms of easy correction and saving you time, even with online lessons, this is the best way to do it. Okay. This will load up hopefully in a second. There we go. So you can see down here, I could show the answers to the translation exercises or take one out, do it in this way. Okay. Let's just check the chat. Something coming in. Or are we okay? Okay, so that's showing answers there. This is the what I showed you before. So want to share a video on another platform. So if you the video here, remember I just selected this really long. I just went here, copia, and then incolla into a WhatsApp group or your Google Classroom or whatever you're using, and you can do it in that way. This is where I find the videos from. So I'd go to the part of docente, choose the video and find it and copy it in that way. Okay. Now, if you're interested in that book, Kids for Future, then you can contact your local agent, whether that's Andrea or Angelica, Federica or Fabrizio, and you can ask them to send you or put into your digital account a copy of the book, and you could start teaching with that to do some maybe different lessons, maybe with your seconde or your terze. Okay.
Anche Maurizio.
Giusto, anche Maurizio, esatto. Didastore, very briefly in terms of looking at how you would share some, find some opportunities and share some resources there. Didastore for students, this is open to everybody. So this is for students even not using Pearson books. So if you're using a book by another publisher, it's not a problem because Didastore has been opened up to all teachers and all students. And here, this is an opportunity for you to give extra practice to students from 3 sections. There's a section called Archivio. There's the section of Ascolti, where you can just download MP3s of listening. And then there is Palestra, which is like online practice. Okay, so if you're looking for opportunities of assigning extra work, then you could do it here. These are the links that you would need to go to for you as docente or for your students. So you would ask students to, or the parents to help register an account, and then you can start assigning extra practice. And here are the different sections that you have. Okay, so you have Archivio, which is available for teacher and students. So you've got, as you can read it here, all in Italian, materiali, oggetti di apprendimento, mediateca dedicata alle risorse multimediali. You've got Palestra, which is the online aspect. Then here, Area Docente and Guida Docente obviously is not for students. And then Ascolti, which is available for students. Okay, so that's material that you can see there. And here are some examples. So you could even watch videos of Civiltà with worksheets, or you could go to Palestra in this way. I'm going to try and show you something quickly now by going to back to my example. Sorry, to go here, I believe. So if I go here to Didastore, then I can, I want to show you examples of materials that you could share with your students. So let's imagine that you are not wanting to even use Didastore, you want to carry on with your Google Classrooms. You can take resources from here and you can put them into your Google Classrooms. I'm just going to wait for it to open up for me. So here, this is inside my Pearson Place, Didastore, Archivio. If I click on Archivio, I have here for example, let's have a look at mappe interattive. Here we go. Let's have a look at the videos. So Regno Unito can go here, and I could do a video of Cambridge, of Edinburgh, of the Cotswolds, of different places, which will load up in a second here on the computer. So you can see here, if I was to go here, Oxford, the Cotswolds. So here's the Cotswolds video. Can you hear? Is it working?
Sì.
Apart from my Wi-Fi connection, it's probably a bit too. I think I have too many members of my family on the Wi-Fi at the moment, so sono troppi i miei familiari qua sul parenti. Ecco qua, non parte. Okay, it's too slow for me. So what you can do, for example, you go here. If you like the video, you can download the video. So this is what I was showing. If you want to just download the video, this is like a 5-minute video on the Cotswolds, and you could put it into a Google Classroom. So you could put it into a different platform, and then you could also here choose maybe the attività. So I could have a look at this, and you see this is like a PDF with some activities. Can you see, related to the video, before you watch, while you watch, after you watch, so with some questions already there for the students to try. Okay. So all of this is through the Archivio section of Didastore, and then Palestra is extra exercises online that I could use. Okay. This is the quickest link to get through to the dedicated section of English. So if you just, if you copy the link, it will be on the thing we send to you, or if you just Google Pearson Kilometro Zero Inglese, then you will find this this link with resources. The next thing is My English Lab. Now, for those of you who are feeling a little bit more ambitious and you want to do something with a dedicated virtual classroom, this is what happens with My English Lab, which is where students get direct feedback on activities that they do. I don't know if you can see this screenshot. This is what it looks like for you as a teacher. So this could be a way for you to get kids to do exercises, and they get actual feedback, and you can have reports on how they're doing. So if I wanted to show this quickly to you, this would be a section like here where you see, let's just move this. You can see here, My English Lab secondary, lower secondary. It looks like this. If I go inside, I can assign grammar or skills work or vocabulary work to my students, and I can see the scores that they get. And if you have a look at this, this is an example of a class with names of students and the scores that they get. Okay, so you can see I have some students who are very good, like Alexandra, who has she has completed, can you see, 27 of 35 exercises and has got A. I have Mickey Mouse, who is who's only done 4 exercises of 35 and has not got a high score. I have Sarah, who has done a lot of exercises but has got very low marks. So I have very good visibility of what students are doing. This is a bit more ambitious in terms of a system, but it's offering you more opportunities to see what the students are doing. Linked to this, you have what's called a common error report. So this will actually show you the most common errors that your students make. So for example, I could look at this exercise and I could see that 2 students made this mistake here, and 2 students made this mistake in that exercise. So if you want to have an awareness of how well or badly your class is doing on an exercise, you can look at this common error report. Ok? Come andiamo?
Guarda che hai due
Chiedono-
domande nei messaggi, Emma.
Come?
Se lavora come Kahoots.
Come Kahoot. Ah, ok. Cosa hai detto, Angelica?
No, quello che ha detto la Fede.
Ah, ok.
I didn't get how to...
How get to this point, Lorenzo. Okay, so this the My English Lab is a part which is linked directly to Pearson books. What I showed you before is open to absolutely everybody, but with the My English Lab, this is linked to if you're having a using a Pearson book, so something like Just Right or Get It or Right on Target. Can you show how to enter My English Lab? Yes, I can show you, because here you would go, I don't know if you remember this. Does this look familiar? So you can see here, these are my different books. So I have, for example, Right on Target. I can choose level 1, and then I have here, My English Lab, level 1. Quindi prima media, clicco qua e mi apre dentro, in a second. Ecco, devo fare il login? No, si ricorda di me? Ecco qua. And this is how you get into My English Lab. Troppe cose aperte. Io chiudo un po'. Here we go. Okay, so this is me inside My English Lab. I have different courses that I can open. I can see all of my different courses. So Italian lower secondary. Okay, and I can work in this way. If you are using, I would suggest that if you are using a Pearson book and you want to, if you want to use My English Lab, maybe if you contact me or your local agent directly. Secondo me la cosa migliore per My English Lab, chi lo sta usando già un libro Pearson si mette in contatto con una persona Pearson dopo questa riunione. Ok? Right. Here, My English Lab then use the Common Error report to plan review. This is really, as I was showing, you can consider gamifying homework. So this idea of making it a bit more ludic, so you can check which students are working hardest, because you can see how much time they spend on exercises. You can save time checking homework and use it to plan your lessons, and you could talk to your local agency about setting it up. Okay. There is a dedicated, very important website for everything Pearson in terms of help for digital, and it's this one, support.pearsonelt.com. Okay. And here you've even got sections here for the student or the teacher section. So I'm going to show you, for example, here, if I go here and if I go Pearson, this is the website. Can you see here? So if I go, for example, to My English Lab as a student, e qui c'è tutto, il tutor, and you could also, benvenuti al studente, guida supporto, so it translates it into Italian for you, come iniziare, l'accesso risorse, gratuito, okay? Or another place to go per tutte le cose Pearson, here, supporto, and for example, per docenti, studenti, genitori, okay, you've got the contact number. So if I go here, okay, you have an option to write, and there is a support system to give answers to everybody. Okay. So go back here. Free digital library for all students. Ecco qua. Questo è per tutti. Tutti. Here you go. If you this, I don't know if you have received. Questo è un volantino che possiamo far circolare se non avete già ricevuto. Credo che avete mandato, Federica, Angelica, Andrea,
sì.
Giusto?
Sì.
Sì,
okay.
sì.
Yes.
Okay, so here, if you follow this red arrow, here it explains, this is, if you send this to parents, you can see for 60 days, and this will probably be renewed. Questo dipende un po' dalla situazione delle scuole, ma probabilmente si estenderà. Here they have a code, and they can have all of these graded readers. And here we have the instructions where you have the blue arrow, how to create the account. Basically, you go to this website, you can change the language, so you could put this into Italian, Chinese, Romanian, Turkish, whatever, and you go create an account. This is for parents, okay? So if you go to create an account, and then you copy in the code, and then you have this, the digital library, okay? If I show you now what this looks like, questo è un profilo che ho fatto prima come student profile. So for example, I could change this to, where has it gone to? Italiano, or I could change it also to Espanol. I could change it to Francais, okay, Turkish, Polish, Chinese, etc. And then inside here, my folder, digital library, io qui ho messo sia primaria che secondaria. Can you see? So here I have, just wait for it to open up.
Sì, c'è un messaggio sugli ascolto.
Sì, ok. It's possible to listen. È possibile ascoltare tutti. Adesso vediamo se mi apre qua. I don't know, I might have to log in again. I just want to check that it's going to open. The connection's a bit slow for me. Torno qua per far vedere. So here from the slides, this is an example. This is from a Mr. Bean book. You can see in the top corner, you do have, there's a play button. And when you listen to the book, it highlights the words as well. Adesso vado qua, ecco qua, caricato. So this is me live. So I could choose a book. Come ho detto prima, questo è un misto fra secondary e primary. Se volete anche primary, possiamo farvi avere anche il volantino di primary, che magari per i ragazzi più piccoli, se avete figli voi che volete dare a colleghi della primaria. Okay, so if I go to let's go to Oliver Twist. Here, I could go to a page of the book. Okay. I can go here to display settings. I can make it bigger. I can make it single page. And then I can go play. Can you see? Ecco chi chiedeva dell'audio. If you click here.
Chapter 1.
Can you hear? Si sente?
Oliver asks for more.
Sì.
Oliver Twist was born in the workhouse. Among other buildings in a town in England,
Anch'io posso scegliere,
the
no?
doctor put the
Clicco.
child in her arms.
Clicco,
Oh, you
vado
mustn't
avanti,
talk
indietro.
about dying yet. She was brought here last night.
Cioè faccio un remix di Oliver Twist, insomma, facendo così. Okay, so you can jump, you can show whichever the students can go in, they can add a bookmark. So if they're reading a particular book, they can access for as many times as they want from different things. So here's the example here. I have.
Why is he taking my chair away? Thought Mr. Bean. What's he doing?
Okay, so single page, bigger, play.
Why is he taking... After a minute or two, Mr. Bean pretended to see the card for the first time.
Ok. Here, sono tornato al mio PowerPoint. So this is, ecco, questo è quello che vi serve. Questo lo mandate a qualunque genitore, any parent, and if they follow these instructions down the bottom here, they just need to create this simple account.
Scusa Jim,
dimmi.
Volevo dire una cosa, che qualche docente che sta partecipando è possibile che non l'abbia ricevuto. Provvederò comunque in giornata a farmi avere il volantino.
Certo, sì. Ok, grazie. And they just create an account, log in, e possono leggere e ascoltare a casa. Okay? Libro liquido, final section. Here is a quotation from Henry Winkler, The Fonz. I didn't read a book until I was 31 years old. When I was diagnosed with dyslexia, books terrified me. They made me nervous. Well, the Libro Liquido is the Pearson ebook for students. And the reason I'm referring to dyslexia is because it's also compatible for dyslexic students. So it's like having an ebook which includes dyslexic support. So it's a normal ebook, but with extra functionality. It's accessible everywhere, by everyone, and on any device. And it does these things. You can change the font, you can change the text size, you can change the contrast, you can make it capitals, you can zoom in, you can read your book aloud. So you can ask the book to read it to you. So for dyslexic students, they can select and they say, read me the book. And they can change the audio speed. Okay, so let's see what happens if I go here, and I'm going to go and try and find here. I'm going to go back to here, Kids for Future. Ecco qua, questo è il libro nuovo. So if I go to, vedi, Kids for Future Libro Liquido, and this will hopefully open up for me the Liquido version of the ebook. So here, this is what the students can see. And they could go to a particular section like this. And you see here, this is the page from the book, but it is not in the page format. Vedo che forse è arrivato un certo Maurizio, non so se è Maurizio che conosco io.
Sì, sì.
Ah, ecco.
Sì.
Buonasera. È un po' in ritardo
Buonasera
per la
a
classe,
tutti.
però,
Ho la giustificazione, però.
Vabbè, dopo ne parliamo.
Va bene.
So here for the Libro Liquido, can you see I have this pannello accessibilità. So for example, I could change the font. Can you see when I click here, it changes. I could make it capital letters. I could make it bigger. When I make it bigger, it just creates more lines. It never goes outside the screen. So there's the whole point of something which is liquido means that it fits on a tablet, on a smartphone, on everything. So the other thing to show you is by going like this, I could then go leggi, and it will read the book to me.
How much water is there in your diet?
Okay, so this is artificial intelligence, which is reading the book. So this is especially what your dyslexic students would need. So for any book, they can have this, or you could also record your own notes or whatever you might want to do within that. Okay, so that's the Libro Liquido. The Libro Liquido has everything that you want in terms of interactivity. You also have the audio. Can you see here? I can just click.
Health and well-being.
So I can have the audio, the listening.
And ready meals.
And you could also change the speed of the audio. So if you want to make it a bit quicker.
Eat food in season. Eat fruit like peaches and apricots in summer, and vegetables like...
So you can actually change the speed of the recording to make it more challenging or easier for the students depending on the situation. Okay. So that's the Libro Liquido. Here are some screenshots showing you what I was exemplifying live. So this is the page of the book in fixed format. Okay, so there's lots of things on the page. I've got this exercise, I've got a reading, I've got a fact file, I've got a thinking routine, color, symbol, image, and then I've got a video link. If I look on a Libro Liquido, I see something which is much cleaner and easier to see, and I could also have this changing. So maybe from lowercase, I can make it capital letters. I can make it bigger. These various things. Okay. If you want to know more about Libro Liquido, sì, dimmi.
C'è una domanda.
Ok.
Se è espressamente per i ragazzi dislessici.
Se espressamente. Ok. Questa funzionalità, sì. Questa funzionalità di sintesi vocale, sì. però è un ebook in tutti i casi. So the fact that it's an ebook which is liquido just means that it's more easily accessible and it contains special needs support for dyslexic students. È un po' come salire su un taxi che può caricare anche una sedia a rotelle. È sempre un taxi, no? È un taxi, quindi ti porta alla stazione, dal centro, però questo contiene anche questo supporto in più per ragazzi dislessici, perché legge il libro. Rende un po' l'idea questa cosa? Yeah, I don't know if that's answered the question. The important thing is that Maurizio, tu vuoi aggiungere qualcosa su questo aspetto del libro liquido? No? A posto?
No, direi a posto.
Okay. Okay, so there's more information there. Libro liquido, if you are using a Pearson book, maybe take the time to explain to your students what they have and how to use it, show them how it works, use it to read in class and get started, and have them make some notes about it, get them to think about what they're using. And then the final thing to show you was My App. Allora, con il libro che riceverete di Kids for Future, l'esempio con la cittadinanza, you will notice inside the book there's a QR code. Okay, the QR code works like this. If you go with the My App on your mobile phone, so ecco qua, io vado qua, and I'm going to, can you see my my phone here? If I go on My App, let's go to the home page. Can you see me here? Si vede? Maurizio, ti vedo. Fai così con la testa, si vede? Okay.
Si vede.
Okay, so if I go avvia scansione and I go over the code, sì, arrivato? Non ancora.
No, non si vede.
Ci sta pensando? Ci sta pensando?
Ci pensa.
Ecco qua.
Il mio ha caricato.
Giusto?
Sì.
Sta per arrivare forse?
È arrivato.
So here I can now, with my phone, do the listening of the book. Okay.
How can I help? Hi, Anita.
So here, this is an instrument by which here you can see the students, if they put the app on their phone for the QR code reader, they can scan the page, which you as a teacher can share, and they can do the listening at home with the telephone. So here you can see I have the different listening from level 1, and I can even, as you see here, change the speed again. So within when I'm doing a particular listening, as I listen, I can change the speed. Okay. There's some more information on the My App speaking, My App Pearson. So you could use the app at home to practice listening. It will show videos as well, so you can watch the videos, you can prepare for lessons and do extra homework to improve retention and practice where and when you like. Okay. Okay, I'm pretty much near the end now, so if you want to receive a digital copy of this new book, Kids for Future, ask your agent. Okay, this will be available in print, but it's already available digitally, so you can start teaching from it now already just by sharing the screen with the digital copy that you will get from your agents. And we will also send you this handy little guide on teaching online. So questo vi arriverà anche, che è un PDF con dei suggerimenti for teaching online for you to read and look through. Mi fermo per guardare se c'è qualcosa nel chat. C'è qualcosa? Sorry, I have another webinar. I'm late. Yes, I am late. Okay, thanks a lot. There's a lot more to learn if you go to the Pearson website. Io volevo per una cosa un po' più leggero, vi faccio vedere. Avete presente Staying Alive, no?
Sì.
Ok.
Sì.
Vediamo questo se vi
Benissimo.
piace.
Puoi parlare?
Well, you can tell by the way I wash my hands. Corona free, won't take no chance. Toilet paper, latex gloves, I've been ready for this since I was born. And now it's alright, it's okay. You may look the other way. You can try to understand the coronavirus effect on man. Whether your brother, whether your mother, you stay inside, stay inside. Feel the city breaking and everybody shaking, we're staying inside.
Grande.
Staying inside.
Bellissimo.
Ok. Questo è uno. And then the other one. Questo è bello anche. Se vi piace Adele.
Hello, it's me. I'm in California dreaming about going out to eat just a burger with cheese or a shaken margarita, baby back ribs from Chili's. Hello, can you hear me? I am shouting out to neighbors who I used to like to see when we were outside and free. Is there some...
Vi piace?
Bellissimo. Sì. Super.
Okay, let me just stop sharing. I will send these. I can send these on the links to you now if you want. Just while facciamo così. Ci sono dei commenti mentre faccio copia e incolla di qualche link di YouTube perché sono quelli che piacciono di più.
Ringraziano.
Ci sono dei complimenti.
Ecco qua, facciamo così. To everybody publicly. Boom. I don't know. Everybody publicly. Questo ci va o no? Everyone in meeting. Ecco, that should be one link. And then here's another one, hopefully. Ok?
Ok.
Sì, è arrivato.
Ok.
Sulla chat è arrivato.
Bene, quindi thanks everybody for your time. Stay safe, be good, be happy. We will send you the slides, handy little guide, il volantino di Kids for Future. And se dimentico qualcosa, ditemi, ragazzi.
No, direi di tutto, perché il libro glielo possiamo assegnare noi. Ho già ricevuto qualche richiesta, adesso nel pomeriggio provvedo.
Ok. And if anybody needs anything, scriveteci pure. Ok?